Thank you very much. Oh. There goes my dot. I can't stay too long. I have to take over the midnight shift at 7-Eleven. So, so anybody else here from Bangladesh? Hey, see, two nice big black guys sitting up here. That's nice. Big black guys. Are there any small black guys? You always have a big black guy beat up a little old lady. Are there any big old ladies? I think it's time that big old ladies get together and beat the shit out of black midgets. If I can say anything, I'm not afraid of anybody. I might look small, but I just happen to have leukemia. So. A lot of people get a wrong impression of Bangladesh. They think people just die on the streets with disease and sickness and all of that. That's not true. A lot of us are strong enough to walk around and beg. You see, we get the wrong impressions to just of Americans. You know, we read magazines like, you know, by reading like the National Enquirer. Anybody here reads the National Enquirer? Yeah. Just me. Okay. It's always sold out, but nobody reads it. I read the National Enquirer because of the headlines. The headlines are so attractive. Headlines like, Princess dies having Gary Coleman's baby. Woman gives birth to 95-pound child. 95 pounds. They say no doctor was necessary. The child just walked out and went to school. The headlines are so attractive, but the story inside is completely different. Isn't that annoying? Like last week's headline was what? Man kicked his mother to death. So come on, who's going to kick his own mother to death? So I bought it, right? The story inside, boy, it was his grandmother, you know. But you know, I read play. My dad is not here tonight. My dad was coming in here tonight. My dad, he looks just like me, except he has a receding turban. But you know, I read other magazines. You see, I read magazines like, you know, like Playboy magazine. Anybody here reads that? No, just me. Okay. You see, I don't want to talk about Playboy magazine now because my mom now is a very religious person. Yeah, she's a Jehovah's Witness. I was so happy to hear that Michael Jackson was a Jehovah's Witness. So now I don't feel guilty when they come to my door and I say, beat it. You know? But you know, I don't do impressions. A lot of American comedians do great impressions, you know, impressions of politicians and politics. I like to stay away from politics as much as I can. Yeah. Just like yesterday, I was reading where 20,000 Cubans are coming to America again. Yeah, just what we need. Fucking foreigners, you know. Don't get me wrong though, I like politicians. Any Ronald Reagan fan here? Yeah, Ronald Reagan. I like Ronald Reagan. The guy's so funny. He got shot and he's telling jokes. That's my kind of president. I heard him be interviewed 2 weeks ago. They asked him, Mr. President, do you think anybody might try to shoot the vice president? He said, oh, no. A bullet in Reagan is worth 2 in the bush. Talking about politics, you know, I don't know. On the news tonight, Omar Gaddafi is in the hospital. I know. So let's all hope and pray it's nothing too trivial. Omar Gaddafi of Libya. I like it when they say Omar Gaddafi of Libya. So you wouldn't confuse him with Omar Gaddafi of Brooklyn. But one thing I don't like about Ronald Reagan, he likes to tease us a lot in Bangladesh. Like every year, he sends thousands of boxes of vitamin tablets to Bangladesh. And the bottom is marked to be taken with meals. That's just as bad as sending after dinner mints to Ethiopia, you know. And I don't like some of the documentaries on television. They show you where people from all over the world starving. They show you all the ribs and everything, showing little kids starving to death. And they break into a commercial. Sizzlers, all you can eat. That's kind of rubbing it in a little bit too much, I think. That's just like having Stevie Wonder on 2020. See, let me get this out of the audio. I'm not used to microphones and all of that, so you've got to excuse me. See, in Bangladesh, anything that reaches this close to the mouth, we eat it. But I'm so happy I have a manager now. Yeah. My manager, he usually books me in all these little shitty places. This is why I'm so excited tonight, to be playing in a big shitty place. But it's such a good audience. I played in a club about a week ago. There was no microphone. Everybody was heckling all night. The guy in the back was shouting, "I can't hear you." This guy up front got up and said, "I can, you want to exchange seats?" Heckle all night. Until the manager of the club finally got up and said, "Okay, it's either you shut up or get the fuck out of here." And he was talking to me. But I'm living in New York. No, not living, I'm visiting New York. New York's such an exciting city, but too much virus. I had a very bad experience. I lived here before. My mom suffered a broken leg in New York, so I don't like to talk about it too much. What happened was, like my mom and I were walking down the streets, and these two guys tried to mug us. Luckily, I ran away. See, I'm younger than my mom. But it's my mom, after 2 weeks she didn't come home, I went back to look for her, right? So these two guys trying to beat up my mom. I said, "No, beat up my mom." So they asked me, "How much money do you have?" I said, "Well, all I have is $2. They said, "Well, if you don't give us the $2, we'll break your mom's leg." Yeah, so that's how her leg got broken. But luckily I didn't have much more money. They could have killed her, you know. But I'm living in LA now. I said to myself, Los Angeles, LA. I said to myself, "Gerry, you're living in LA. You might as well learn to speak a language." So I got enrolled in a Spanish course. Everything is written in Spanish there. All the streets like La Cienega, La Jolla. Even the police department, La PD. It's very embarrassing when people speak to me in Spanish. I don't know whether they're complimenting me or insulting me. I don't know what to say. Like about a week ago, I was in a men's room. A guy came up to me and said, "Hi, senors." I said, "Yeah, I senors too, you know." But I'm learning American expressions now. I couldn't believe some of the expressions you have here. I was sitting in a bar recently, having a drink. A guy sat just close to me and said, "Boy, I'll give my left nut for a drink." So I said to myself, now here's a guy who's restricted to a 2-drink minimum. Actually, he had 3 drinks, 2 scotch and soda and 1 dry sack, you know. These expressions, you know, a friend of mine is teaching me expressions now. He said the expression, "Do rabbits fuck?" means yes. All I asked him, I said, "Do you play football?" He said, "Hey, do rabbits fuck?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Well, that means yes." I said, "Boy, what a waste of words here." Just like when guys go on a date and they come back, the friends ask them, "Well, did she put out?" What do girls ask each other? "Well, did he put in?" See, like, I was talking to this guy recently. Just today I learned a new expression. I called the owner of the club. I said, "What's it like out tonight today?" He said, "Boy, it's hotter than shit." How do you dress for this? You see, now these expressions could get me into a lot of problems. I was in court recently as a character witness for a friend of mine who was caught shoplifting. And the judge said to me, "Do you know this guy? Is he a friend of yours?" I said, "Hey, do rabbits fuck?" You know? So my friend's in jail now. But I have a regular job. I work at the zoo, the LA Zoo, or the La Zoo, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I'm in charge of cleaning up the birds' cages every morning, the birds' doo-doo. Yeah. See, I'm an animal lover. You know, well, you've got to start somewhere. My boss told me if I do well, he'll move me onto heavier responsibilities. Yes, the elephant sections. I work there because I'm an animal lover, like cats and dogs. Any cat lovers here? Yeah, you have a cat? Yeah, what's a cat? Oh, you just love cats in somebody else's house. That's. I have a cat. I have a beautiful cat, but all my friends have the cats in Hollywood. They name the cats showbiz names like Rocky, Grease, Rambo. So I didn't want to look too stupid, right? So I named my cat on Golden Pond. I have a beautiful cat. But last week, the doctor told my mom she's allergic to cat hair. Boy, you know how much it hurts me every morning when I have to get up and shave that cat, you know. Just what I need, a Hare Krishna cat. Which is good in a sense that when he gets lost, I know where to find him. At the airport. Anybody here hates cats? You see, sound like my next door neighbor. He just hates cats. One night he just ran over my cat with his truck. I said, come on, I realized it was dark, but couldn't you see the reflector color? He said, yeah, that's how I got him. I said, do you just kill cats? He said, yes. He said, I hate cats, so I kill cats. I said, I hate hemorrhoids. You don't see me with a big knife running around chopping off people's hemorrhoids. Any hemorrhoid sufferers here? Sure, of course, the guy's standing in the back here. You like that commercial where the woman comes out and says, when my husband hemorrhoids flare up, oh. Sounds like a firecracker, doesn't it? Flare up. When do hemorrhoids flare up? You're having a glass of wine, something to eat, and then, when you haven't got time for the pain, when do you have time for pain? You're at home one day, say, honey, it's just 8 o'clock. The show doesn't start until 9. We have an hour to kill. You want to bring a wrench and squeeze my balls here for a while? But I feel good. You know, don't choke on your, you drink and choke. The worst way to die is to drink and laugh and choke on your own vomit and die. Isn't that the worst way to die? Well, there's a worse way than that. You could choke on somebody else's vomit. No, but I feel good, yeah. Yeah. I was getting some chest pains. And you know the first thing that comes to your mind when you're getting chest pains, say, uh-oh, leprosy. Any lepers here? Yeah. In the back. In the back, sure. Leprosy is a fun disease, isn't it? We make fun of leprosy back home. We sing songs like leprosy. I'm just half the man I used to be. Now I can't even stand up to pee. I had an uncle. He contracted leprosy. His arms fell off, his legs fell off. Luckily, they caught it in time. Well, I didn't know his arms fell off. He never wrote and told me anything, right? It was Christmas time. I didn't know what to say. So I'm there with no arms and no legs. So, well, uncle, you look trim. But at Christmas time, I didn't know what to buy for him. No arms, no legs. So I bought him a pair of cut-off jeans, right? But he has a good sense of humor. Yeah. He makes fun of himself. He said, look at me, I'm unique. No arms, no legs. I'm not even married, and I'm separated. He who laughs last is on Quaaludes. But he is home, he's alive and kicking, well not kicking, but I'm doing okay. You know, you see, we make fun of, I had a lot of people hard of hearing. I had an uncle, he's going deaf now. So we can't afford a hearing aid, so we just stopped talking to him. So. But we make fun of, handicapped people and, dead people, mainly because they can't fight back. You see, I had an uncle, had a son, was born with no head. No, that's handicapped. No head. The doctor said, Mr. Bednob, you have a beautiful son. He said, yeah, who does he look like? He said, well, he's got your shoulders. You see, I'll tell you, some handicapped people, you know, some of them can be very rude. They think it's my fault that they're handicapped. I was shopping in the mall about a week ago. A guy in a wheelchair just came and ran over my foot for no reason. I said, why did you do that? He said, tough shit. So I'm no fool, right? I knew he had no feelings from his waist down, so I kicked him in his chest. But, you know, like I have a handicap which I'll talk about. Like some deaf people, they don't want to admit that's a handicap. You're deaf. I met this guy at a party, he was deaf. I said, so you're deaf? He said, yeah. I said, well, that's a handicap. He said, no. I said, yes, that's a handicap. You're deaf. He said, no, I can read lips. So I said, oh. So then he said, what's your name? I said, Gerry. But I have a handicap which I'll talk about. You see, I'm not like you guys, look macho and sexy and big. I'm not what you'd consider well endowed. Well, that's not funny. Does anybody here have a small pee-pee? Yeah. Okay, just me again, nobody. Said anybody last night we did a show, I said anybody have a small pee-pee? Black guy did that. And that wasn't his hand. I have a small pee-pee. I'm not ashamed. I'm not proud. I'm very sensitive about having a small pee-pee. This is why I never give out my phone number. I'm afraid somebody might ask, do you have an extension? Even when I go to parties, all my friends say, come on Gerry, swing it. I can't even find it. This is why my doctors... Why, can't you find it here? This is why my manager told me, said, Gerry, to make it in this business, you're either going to be black or you're going to be Jewish. Well, it's too late to be black. He said, well, it's not too late to be Jewish. Yes, very embarrassing. Sent me to a doctor for circumcision. Doctor took one look at me, and he's not even Chinese. You know. He said, you don't need a circumcision, you need a graft. He told me to pee. I said, pee, no bottle, nothing? He said, pee, I just want to see where it's coming from. Hey, thank you very much. You've been a real good audience. Thank you very much.